Welcome back. So in this video we will be recording all these transactions into the journal entry. So let's start by the first transaction. On the 1st of October 2020, Sarah has opened her business bank account in Chase Bank and deposited $10,000 into the bank. And as we know that in every transaction the impact of transaction is recorded on the debit side and in the credit side. So in this case the one impact is on the Chase Bank, since the bank since the money is coming into the bank, so bank is debited by $10,000. And the question is where the money is coming from. So we know that Sarah has deposited $10,000 into the bank, so owner's capital will be credited by $10,000. Moving to the next transaction, on the 1st of October, Sarah has rented out a fully furnished and equipped dental clinic at a monthly rental of 2,500 rent, and she has to pay this payment on 1st of each month, and she has paid this payment from the Chase Bank. So as we know that rental expense is a kind of expense. Since we have paid 2,500 for this rent, so rental expense will be debited by 2,500. And since we paid this from the Chase Bank, so the credit entry will be in the ledger of Chase Bank. On the 5th of October 2020, Sarah has run a marketing campaign on Facebook at total cost of 500, and she has paid it from the Chase Bank. So same example, marketing campaign is a kind of expense, and we have paid the total amount of 500 on this marketing campaign. So marketing campaign, so to record the debit entry, marketing campaign will be debited by $500. And since we paid this amount from the Chase Bank, so the credit entry will be in the ledger of Chase Bank. Moving to the next transaction, client visited the clinic for treatment. The total bill amounted to 1200, and the client paid it in cash. Since the cash is coming into us, so cash is debited by $1200. And since we earned this money by offering our services, and so the credit entry will be in the form of income. Moving to the next transaction, the business must have to pay 10%, which is 120 by bank in sales commission to the agency for referring the above customer. So in this case the business must have to pay 10%, which is 10% on every customer which is referred by someone, 20, which is 120 by the bank transfer in sales commission to the agency for referring the above customer. Business signed to the agency for referring, for which the business paid 10% of each referring. So in this case we have to record the sales commission. So sales commission is a kind of expense, so expense will be debited by 120 in the ledger of sales commission. And since we paid this amount by the bank, so bank will be credited by $120. Moving to the next transaction, Sarah withdrew $3,000 from the bank account to keep it as a cash in office. So cash is coming in office, so cash will be debited by $3,000. And since this money is coming from the bank, so bank or cash is getting low in the bank account, so cash so bank is credited by $3,000. Moving to the next transaction, 4 client visited the clinic and paid a total fees of $6,000 in cash. So in this case the cash is coming in, so cash will be debited by $6,000. Since we offer some services to our customers, so customer take that services and paid that services to us. So uh, the money we earned will be in the form of income. So income will be credited by $6,000. Moving to the next transaction, we paid utility bill of $400 by cash. So as we know that a utility bill is a kind of expense, and since we paid it, so to record the utility bill, utility bill will be debited by $400. Since we paid it, for the credit entry we use cash. Moving to the next transaction, we paid $2,800 by cash for the accessory and medicines used for the patient in the month. In this case, we buy accessory and medicals for of 2,800 by cash. So in this case, medical accessories is a kind of expense. Since we paid for it, so it will be debited by 2,800. So for the credit entry we use the ledger of cash, because we paid it by the in the form of cash. So cash will be credited by 200 $2,800. So this is our first step of recording the transaction into the journal entry.